And welcome back everyone to Night Some Developments, and this is actually part 13 of my 2025 FPS tutorial series. And in this video we're going to be adding a lot more server-side animations to our FPS game. In this video I'm going to completely break down shooting animations for third person, reload animations for third person, and the system that I provide for you allows you to add literally any FPS animation for a third person that you can possibly want or think of. So it's a super cool and easy tutorial where I provide you with all of the code and files. So it's super easy to follow and there's no way you can mess this up. And this actually makes our game look really cool, and it's starting to look pretty playable. Also, this video was heavily inspired by Xerdev, so go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel as well as thank you so much to my supporters who either joined Discord Premium or super thank down below the video. So thank you so much for supporting me, and let's get into the video. First of all, before we actually start adding more server-side animations to our FPS game, I want to show you guys two small bugs or game improvements that I want you guys to fix or do. Basically, some of you mentioned these issues and I just want to go over how to make sure you don't get them. The first one being, if you go to your loadout menu, right? If you just download it and don't change anything about it, it should be scaled, which means if a screen is resized, a different device is used, a ratio change, the image itself should always fill in the entire screen. But if you were to go ahead and customize it, move the buttons around, just make it yours, the scale will break, which will mean that the image will no longer resize, and on certain screens, it will look really weird, like it'll only fill in some parts of it. Basically, the way you get around that is you go to your starter GUI, you open up your menus, and you have two. You have the loadout menu and then the customize menu. What you would do is every time you change something about your UI, you would use the plugin called Rig Edit Lite. Most of you already have it since you followed my series, but I will link it down below. It's completely free and easy to use. What you would do is for every menu you have, you would just open it up, select everything inside of it. You would go ahead, click the blue button, and then scale position, scale size. And then you would do the same exact thing for your loadout menu. You would just select everything. You would just go ahead, click blue button, scale, and scale. What that just done is, for example, somebody on a phone goes ahead, opens up your game. Now the image will stay the same exact position scale and size scale, which means it will look normal on all devices. It will resize to appear similar to what it was on PC. Okay, now that we're done with this, I want to mention another small issue, but it's a bit of a weird one. Basically, for most of these guns, when they shoot, the actual bullet checks the camera and it flies over the top, and the bullet comes out perfectly fine. But for certain pistols, when you shoot, especially when you're aiming, the actual camera will see the gun first, so the bullet will kind of hit the gun itself instead of firing out, and it just kind of breaks the game a little bit because the bullets don't come out of the gun. If you go to Framework Server, on line 69, you will have this bullet destroy line. If you put two dashes in front of it, you're basically disabling the function to where when a bullet touches something, it gets destroyed on impact. We're turning that off, and it doesn't really change anything about like the hitboxes. It's gonna wait for 10 seconds to destroy the bullet instead of destroying it on impact, and that just kind of get rid of that little bug to where a bullet can like start flying, hit itself on an animation, and then just break right here. So that's how you fix those small bugs. Now we'll actually get into making server-side animations. Basically, the actual video will be in two parts. In part one, I will just show you how to add your own custom third-person animation, whatever it is that you want. So I'll show you exactly how I do it. And then in the second part, I will just give you the entire script with like disable lines to where when you actually create the animation that you want, all you will have to do is just paste in the ID and then enable the lines. So I will put timestamps for those right here, but I do highly urge you to actually watch the entire video so you actually know how to do this. So first of all, you remember these dummies from my, I think it was part 11 where I did my first server-side animation video. We got these dummies with guns already in hand. If you don't have it, just go back to that video and make one. It's super easy. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, take the dummy with the desired gun that you want the animation to be for. And I'm gonna start off with this Troy Defense since that's my like default rifle. You're gonna go ahead, take this little block figure, go ahead and open up your animation editor, select him, and then if you have like an old idle animation or whatever, just go ahead, click create new. And then this time we're going to start off easy with a shoot animation. So just type in like TP shoot anim. TP being third person. Okay, now what you're gonna do is you want to pretty obviously move the, actually no, don't move the cursor at first because you want them to start in a shooting position. So go ahead, click here, and then click add all body. So little plus icon and then add all body, which will just add all of the components to the software. Now I want you to start off with the shoulder since this is a properly rigged humanoid. If you move his shoulder, as you can see, the whole arm and the gun will move all together. Right, so go ahead and kind of set it to where you think he'll be shooting from. So like here, and then just go down to like the forearm. And I like to bring it slightly in, so actually no, that's fine. And then just kind of set it to where you like it most. So I think like here, maybe a bit down. Set the hand in the position that you want. And then anytime you want to move the rifle itself, you could just go ahead down here and select main. So right here. What it does is anytime you move the main, the whole gun moves since everything is rigged to it. So go ahead and just go ahead and like raise it to where you think it will look good. So here and then right here, rotate there. And then you'll just go ahead and do the left arm. So quick tip or trick. Most games do this, like Phantom Fortresses does it, and then I think Rivals does it too. Basically, instead of leaving the arm in the shoulder joint, they just kind of move it to the body, which gets hidden when you actually kind of rotate the arm inwards. So when you do this, it kind of looks like he's like leaning over. So yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of eyeball it here. I would recommend moving the shoulder more in because that makes it a lot easier. Here. And then what you can also do is don't be afraid to slightly move it forward. But even if it like slightly separates from the body, it's completely fine. Just kind of there. And then rotate. Kind of this way. I slightly messed it up a little bit, but it's okay. And it doesn't have to be like completely perfect since it's gonna like just shoot forward and backwards, so it's not that serious if it looks a bit weird. I think that's good enough for what we're doing. Let's slightly adjust the gun because I don't like how it's sideways like that. Okay, now that we actually got him to hold the rifle, what I want you to do is start doing the actual shoot animation. So go ahead and move the, I don't know what this is called, just the line. Move it like 3 dashes forward and we will just kind of adjust it later. What I want you to do now is, since this is like the easiest animation there is, I recommend moving. So what you would do is you'd select the shoulder and then literally just go ahead and like drag it back. It's kind of weird how just kind of back here. So basically you kind of see how the gun's going back. Now that I look at it, the rifle is slightly upwards, so let's just quickly fix it to make it actually look fine. Okay, just like that. And then here you can like give it a little bit of a uplift, like a recoil. So, and also don't forget to actually like move the left arm as well, so it's not weird. Just move it like that. So what you're gonna have is like kind of like this. I know it's not like perfect, but for what we're doing, it's not bad. And then you would just take the original frame, the keyframe, and then you would just copy it, and you would move another 3 and you'd paste it. So now you have a shoot and return. So that's what it looks like. And you can obviously change how long it is and stuff by adjusting it, but it's not bad. Okay, go ahead, click the 3 dots. Also, make sure it isn't looped. Go ahead and click the 3 dots, go to set animation priority, set it to action, and then go ahead and publish to Roblox. Go ahead and just click save, and then make sure to actually copy this ID. Close. Now, go to the module script of the gun you just animated. So you can find that in, one sec. You can find it in replicated storage under modules, and it's probably going to be in your primary folder since it's a rifle. So you would open up your script of the gun you just animated. And then for now, at the bottom, put 2 dashes and paste the ID. We're doing it so we don't lose it. Now, in the description below this video, click the link to my Discord server. You're most likely in it already because, well, you're following the series for like 13 videos. Under FPS 2025 video 13 server-side animations, you will have way more code and stuff here, but so far I just have part 1 since I'm updating it as I go through the tutorial. Go ahead, open this up, and as you can see, it's a bunch of like clipped pieces which I will teach you how to actually use and insert, since I actually want to teach you how to add animations to your script. So for modules, you would only use this one line right here. So basically you would go back here, you would I already have it pasted in, so yours will look more like this probably. So you would just go ahead, click enter twice, go ahead and paste it in. And this is going to be the name of your animation. This is where you set the actual name for it. I usually like mine simple, as you can see here. You could either copy mine or create whatever it is that's yours, but I would recommend just sticking with me. Then you would just go ahead right here. Make sure to do it before the little, whatever those are called thingies. Paste it in. Oh, see, I just messed it up. Control Z. So forgot to actually copy the ID down here. So copy your ID. Go ahead and paste it in. Now your animation is set and it has a name. Now go ahead and delete it from the bottom. You could leave it, but I like my stuff clean. Now you would go back to the Discord server, and we're going to actually do the client stuff now. These are line markers, which kind of tell you where it should be around, but I will show you how to use it, so pay attention. We're going to start off with the first line. Don't copy the actual line marker, just the thing here. Copy, and then it says line 45, so go to client. Scroll like all the way up to where 45 is. Right here. So what I would do is I go to 44, click enter, and press paste. Basically, all of these nil ones, as you can see, they're all animations. This is where you actually introduce them. So you would do this for every single animation you have. Now go back to the Discord. Now you have this chunk right here. Make sure to not separate it or include any lines that are not supposed to be in it. Copy it. Line 170, so go back, scroll to 170. As you can see, these are all of our animations. Once again, all of them have chunks that introduce them from the module script, as you can see here. So what you would do is at the very bottom right here, you'd pretty much copy the same pattern. You would click enter twice until you get to line 170, click paste. As you can see, our line markers aligned perfectly. You can go ahead and delete them. And then as you can see, this one is done for you. I've actually completely basically changed the names to the actual name of the animations that we're trying to add. So, and here, basically everywhere you see highlighted, you would change the name to whatever animation you want to add. And then right here, you would just write a comment for yourself, whatever it is. This actually brings it over from the module script to the client code, so you can call it later on. Now, if you go to Discord, once again, this is our first actual play line. So copy the whole thing here. And the first time we actually play it is line 223. So you go ahead, scroll down right here. As you can see, this line actually plays the animation itself. So you would click enter here and paste. Basically, you would put this line everywhere you want to play the animation. So if this was, for example, a reload animation, you would go ahead, click Control F on your keyboard, search for whatever reload function is, or whatever the reload thing is, and you would put play, as you can see here, reload play. So that actually what starts off our animation. Now, let's continue with our Discord lines. This is actually the last one that we have to add for this animation before we test. So this one's going to be on line 706. And please pay attention for this part. This is actually very important. As you can see here, you already have the same exact basically lines that are just a bit less. So this one's actually going to be a swap. So this is basically where you fire, and this is where we're going to place the shoot animation. So pay attention, go ahead, select these lines from 705 to 711 and click paste. As you can see, our what do you call them? Line markers align. Even if you're like far off, it's not as important, but this should work. Now if we actually go ahead and go to the test tab, set this to 2 players, local server, click start. Your computer will go ahead and set up a server with 2 players so we can actually test the animation. As you can see, 2 windows open up. Give them a second to load. Now, if you go ahead and select the loadout with the actual gun you did the animation on, as you can see, that's a Troy Defense for me. And then you'll do the same exact thing on your second screen, and then I go ahead and fire. Hold on. As you can see, the fire animation plays on the left. And then it will do the same exact thing for the animation on the right. Hold up. And I know the recoil is set too high and the animation itself looks weird, but the idea is the animation itself does work, and it's just me making weird animations. But yeah, that's how you add another server-side animation to your game. And now we'll actually go ahead and close out of these, and then we'll get into part 2 of our actual video. Now we're going to add a simple reload animation, and first of all, you're going to go ahead and actually animate it. So here is a sped up cut of me actually doing it, since I already have a video that's an hour long on literally every single animation you can think of. Now that you have actually finished making your reload animation, go ahead and save that ID. And now I'm going to mention 2 things. First of all, you could do this with every single animation you can think of, and you will have to do it for every single gun in order for the game to run properly. So this is actually the most important part of the video. So please actually pay attention and watch. If you don't watch this part and your game breaks, this is all your fault, to be honest. So if you go to my Discord server down below, you should see there's now a part 2. this one is completely updated and it has two more things. It has a new client code and a new module code. Basically, we're going to start off with the modules. Go ahead, open it up, copy just these lines, don't touch the module thingies. So go ahead, copy that, go back to your game, open up your gun, go ahead and click enter twice where you left off after shoot anim and paste those in. As you can see, they are grayed out as comments. I'm going to explain why in a second, but before we do this, before we do it, pay attention right now. Go ahead and copy everything, including the TP shoot anim that you've added. Copy that and then go into every single module script for every single gun that you have. And then after the idle animation, click enter twice and paste this in. If you don't do this, whenever you equip a different gun that isn't the one that the Troy Defense one, if you don't have these lines of code pasted in, even though they're wrong animations, the game won't understand what you're trying to run and the game will break. But with these even wrong IDs, the game will run, it's just that the animations will look weird until you change them out. Now, here's why these are all grayed out. Basically, all these animations you have made before and they're complete, they run. But these you haven't, and some of you probably won't even do them today or tomorrow because you don't have time. So basically what I'm trying to say is whenever you do end up making that reload animation, which you just probably have because you actually made that one, so take your ID and go ahead and swap it for whatever I have number here. You can go ahead and delete it at first, but when you want to make your TP reload animation, you would go ahead and paste your ID here. And the same idea goes for literally every single other one. And I would recommend just pasting the reload animation to the empty reload animation, since you don't really have to have different ones. So you can go ahead and actually paste that ID into this one as well if you wanted to. And then whenever you want to activate it, you would just delete the dashes. And this goes for every animation that you want to make. You don't have to, but you can. So in order to add just the reload animation, I'm going to go ahead, delete the two dashes, and then paste the ID. I actually shouldn't have deleted it, but here, paste your ID in there, delete the dashes, and it should light up in color. Now, if you do this here, you will have to do the same thing to every single other module script that you have. If you don't, the game will break as soon as you equip a different weapon. So, enable the lines of code. Now, very important, go back to the Discord server. Go ahead and expand the client code, copy the whole entire thing. And this is the same drill as literally every other video that I have done before. Go ahead, go back to the game, open up the client code. Very important, don't forget to match the guns. Whatever your gun name is here, what I would recommend doing is literally just take this part here, copy it and paste it somewhere in like a notepad, and then do the same exact thing for wherever the bobbing is. So I think it's like, one sec. It's, right here around lines like 595. I would also just copy like this here and save it in notepad. So then when you paste the script back in, you can just swap them if you did change any of the gun names or speed or bobbing values. Now, you've done this a bunch of times, so just don't mix it up this time. Go ahead, select your old script. And this is actually might be the new one just because I forgot to delete it, but that's not the point. Whatever your old one is, go ahead, select the whole entire thing, go ahead and delete it. And make sure you do delete everything and then paste in the new one. And the only changes that you will actually see is a bunch of these grayed out stuff. And if you kind of caught on to my drift of what you're going to end up doing, it's pretty self-explanatory. Start from the top. And then what I want you to do is, since we are activating the TP reload animation, go ahead, copy the name of it. Copy the name. And you're going to do this for every single one that you want to add. Click Control F on your keyboard. And then literally paste the name into your search bar. And as you can see, there are 14 matches. So what I want you to do is literally start from 1. There's this one. So go ahead, delete the 2 dashes to activate the line. And then just keep going. So as you can see here, once again, you see this light up. Go ahead, activate it. Keep going. For these bigger chunks with the animations, what I want you to do is, to make it way easier, go ahead and just select chunk, hold control on your keyboard and then click question mark, and that will enable the whole chunk. So this allows you to just skip through here, save you a little bit of time, and then just keep going down, enabling lines until you run out of them. And as you can see, I've done every single one, and you can just scroll through them once again just to double check. And then, yeah, that's how you enable another animation. So anytime you wanted to add another one, you would just swap the ID and then you would enable the lines. So let's go ahead and actually test this out. So if I go to test tab, 2 players start, give it a second to load. Two windows go ahead and open up. So I'll go ahead and click select, just kind of run out of here. Select on this one. Now, okay, let's see how this looks. So shooting obviously works, but then when I click reload, as you can see, the animation runs perfectly. Let's see if I can do it again. So reload, he reloads perfectly, and there shouldn't be any errors or anything like that. As you can see, there isn't any. Yeah, so that's basically how you would go ahead and add animations to your server side of the actual FPS game. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, comment down below of ideas for next videos. I might do attachments, or I don't know yet, maybe something else, but yeah, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.